What you're about to experience is a cinematic glimpse into 10 years of purpose, transformation, and undeniable impact. This is only a preview, a brief window into the voices that help shape this journey, our partners, our board members, and the leaders who have stood beside us and witnessed the work firsthand. These are not just perspectives, these are the voices of experience of professionals who have seen up close what happens when young people are given exposure, guidance, and belief. What you're about to hear is only a fraction, a glimpse of something much larger. I have the honor of serving as a founder and executive director of Leaders of the 21st Century. But beyond the title, I carry something greater: pride. Pride in the lives we've impacted, pride in the doors that have been opened, and pride in the young people who continue to rise, lead, and redefine what's possible. So take this moment in for what it is: a preview of purpose, a glimpse of impact, and a reminder that this is only the beginning. Enjoy.
We live?
Alive.
Now we're
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm Mary O'Malley. I'm retired CEO of Good Doers and Scribes, a little consulting firm that set out to help nonprofits as they grew and developed become stronger and smarter in their work.
Monique Hutchinson, and I am the Director of TRIO Programs at the Center for Pre-College Programs at New Jersey Institute of Technology.
I'm Ronald Andrews, and I am retired from Prudential, where I served as the head of human resources for Prudential's U.S. businesses.
Yeah, peace and blessings. Erskine Rodedrick Glover, currently the superintendent of Piscataway Township School District here in Piscataway, New Jersey.
Gerald Fitzhugh II, EDD, the proud superintendent of schools here in Orange Township, New Jersey.
I'm Celia King from Leadership Newark. I am the CEO. Leadership Newark is a public policy enrichment organization with several programs under its umbrella. The flagship program is the Adult Fellowship Program, which is how Dan Denos and I got very close.
How did you first learn about Leaders of the 21st Century?
I met Dan and we just happened to click and have, you develop relationships with people that you work with on a regular basis. He then had an idea that he wanted to start a nonprofit. And in developing that thought process, Dan said, this is what I'd like to do. I would like to have students come and learn everything that they can, and I want to facilitate that in essence. And I'm going to start a nonprofit, and I'm going to do that.
Social media is such a powerful tool. So as I'm able to navigate that new platform, I had the opportunity to see the work in action in a different school district. And I said to myself, why not call Mr. Denos and find out if we could partner here within the Orange Public School District, as I know that the vision and mission is to enhance productivity for our youth.
Oh, I learned about Leaders of the 21st Century probably about 8-9 years ago. We were approached to, maybe to use space on campus, and we just got to further talking and decided that it would be a good partnership. So that's how I was first introduced to Leaders of the 21st Century.
And Leaders of the 21st Century allowed our students to be able to be exposed to a young individual, a young brother who I knew and saw work and the work ethic, but at the same time, your platform, your story, and your curriculum sold me as to our students need to be a part of that. So that was a catalyst for saying, come into our district and let's see how it works.
I grew up in Newark, didn't have a lot of exposure early in my academic career, but the moment I got to see other people doing things that I didn't think were possible, I realized that I could do a lot more. That's what we're providing for these kids. We're providing them with an opportunity to see themselves differently. And I knew the impact it had on my own life, and I thought that I would want to be part of something that was doing that for other kids.
Leaders of the 21st Century has undergone a very interesting journey. My touch points with leaders of the 21st century started getting to know a rather remarkable young man named Dan DeNose. Dan, when he was in college, was introduced to me by a colleague at Prudential, and he had this vision, and it was a very compelling vision, that people who don't have access to mentors, to people who can give them exposure to systems that are not within their world, and he really wanted to make it possible for them, because if you're not exposed to it, and I have to say, TV and the internet is not really the way to get exposed to this stuff. If you can't reach it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, you can't hear about it, then it really just remains a very kind of foreign concept to you.
What's unique about this and why I'm glad is because it's tapping people that would not get an opportunity. And I say that because he is branching out and developing a model that's transferable from one district to another. It is reaching students, and the students are talking to their friends to then get engaged. And when you have that kind of model, then you know that it's success. Because if you were out there hustling to try and convince people, then that's a lot more work. But what is happening is the benefit that these students are gaining, they are the loudspeaker.
There are three things that I think this program does for kids that I feel are very, very important. The first is it exposes them to mentors. I think being able to see things that you hadn't thought of as possibilities is very important. It gives you like hope. It gives you a sense of that there's something out there that you can attain that you hadn't thought of. And I think seeing mentors really provides that for kids. The second thing I think that the program has been doing, it gives the kids confidence. I mean, many of the folks that I've seen have skill and ability and are very talented, but they don't quite believe in themselves yet. And what this program is doing is giving them opportunities to create the level of confidence that they'll need to progress going forward. And the final thing I think that may get overlooked is it connects them with a peer group of kids who have the same skills and same aspirations as they do. And I think it's really important, the lateral peering and mentoring that goes on, not just the mentors that come before the kids, but they provide mentorship for each other. And there's something comforting about seeing other kids who have the same goals and same ideals and are good students. There's power in being connected to people like you, and I think the program provides that for these kids as well.
I think that in urban or in urbane infrastructures, I do think it's important that students have an opportunity to touch and grab on folks they may not normally be able to touch and grab onto, right? And those conversations may morph into, job or career opportunities. In addition, it could be internship opportunities. In addition, it could be that conversation that may yield them to want to do something different within their trajectory. It's all in conversation, all having a seat at the table, but more importantly, allowing the students to engage with folks that look like them, that sat in the same chairs as them, and that sound like them.
Respectfully, anytime we give students the opportunity to further their depth of knowledge, apply it in a variety of situations and scenarios, we're truly putting them in a teaching and learning environment that embraces what 21st century school should look like.
I think that one of the most rewarding aspects of my involvement in Leaders of the 21st Century has been the fact that a little bit of investment on my part, whether it's been talking with Dan or little bits of money, have resulted in such big changes. It really doesn't take a heavy lift to help make this program work. I think if people can understand how a little bit of help from a lot of people can make this program grow and help us create an entire generation of empowered adults who can make a difference in all of our lives.
If you could pick one word to describe the organization, in your opinion, What would that be, your word to describe this organization?
Amazing.
Refreshing.
Promise.
That word would be enterprising.
The word that I would align to the organization would be innovative.
Embrace. Because I feel like the program is embracing the kids where they are. And, nothing is better than a hug. I feel like this program does that for these kids. I feel it when I go in, so yeah.